Hello students, hope you are doing great and having a good time. Today in this session, we are going to study Contributor Personality Development Program which is in the syllabus of GTU 6th semester for all the branches. In this subject, we have been learning so many aspects of being a contributor. And now, through this module, which is module number 5 for semester 6, we are going to have a look at how a person can practice imaginative sympathy. So, there are so many things to explore in this module. Without wasting much time, let's see what's stored inside. As you can see from the title itself, practicing imaginative sympathy. And with this, we will also look at the picture. The picture gives a very good description about what's going to come next in this module. See, there is someone who is imagining from the brain and the one who is also taking help of the heart to do so. And that is what contributors do. They are not the people who just focus on the heart. They are not the people who just focus on the emotional aspects, but they are also the one who look at the practical aspects also. So combining both of them, we are going to see how a contributor practices imaginative sympathy. Through the title itself, you would have been able to grab some sort of knowledge or some sort of understanding that what this module will be showing you next. So, see the terms. Imaginative. Something that we imagine, something that is not in real, but we think of, we can make it up on our own. And sympathy. Sympathy, we call it as sahanubhuti. Sympathy is something, an emotional touch, an emotional longing, or an emotional behavior of a person that one feels for someone else. So, that is sympathy. Let us see the introduction part, that is the first unit. Here we go. What is imaginative sympathy? This is our first unit. We all know that this subject is full of so many examples and we are going to have a look at them here. In today's workplaces, the work we do is often distant and disconnected from the people it is meant to serve. Yes, sadly but true. Wherever we are working, whatever profession we are into, for the people whom we are working, who is having our receiving end, are the people with whom we are not completely connected. I would say yes, we are connected, but not completely. So the work we do is often distance, means far away, and also disconnected, means not a very good connection between the people who is working and the person for whom that person is working. From the people it is meant to serve. Let us have a look at the example. The first example, of course, is of a teacher. Look at the current scenario. A teacher, take my example. I am sitting at home and I am teaching and recording this for my students. So when I am recording this thing for my student, I don't know how they are going to grasp it. Even though I take online meetings, meet them at various platforms online, I ask them questions. Some of them do give answers, some of them don't. Some of them are not comfortable with the online platform of teaching. But yes, we don't have any other option, but we have to do this. Even if teachers are teaching in classroom with a classroom full of 60 students, it is not possible for a teacher to understand the need of each and every student. Yes, the teachers do strive hard, but then also there is some distance and disconnection left. So, what a teacher says, I don't know if my students are understanding anything. Supposedly, I am recording this lecture. My students are going through this lecture, but it might happen that there are few students who are not able to understand anything. They are not used to online platforms. So, they have just become digital entities now. I'm making use of digital thing, you are making use of digital thing, we have become digitalized, but is the message, is the education being passed properly, we are not sure of. Taking another example, that is of an engineer. Here is an engineer who is developing a technology, but he doesn't know who is using it. Okay, for example, I have been given a contract. I am an engineer. I am a software engineer. I have been given a contract and I have been given a project to make a website for a college. I am making that website. I am following whatever is being said and I give my 100% and do my work. I get the money. I am done. But I just have an idea that this website is used by students. It is used by the faculty. It is used by the management. But do I know what are the queries there in their mind? Do I know what else do they want me to update or to create or undo in the website that they are using? So I don't have a direct connection with the person who is using it, because number of people using it is completely more. So there is a gap between what engineer is thinking about when he is making a website or any kind of technological development he is doing, and the people who are going to use it. Going to the next part, the example of a journalist. Yes, a journalist is a person who writes beautiful articles in newspapers, magazines, on blogs, or at various places. But the journalist always thinks, for whom am I writing? I am writing, no doubt. My articles are liked, no doubt. But is it affecting people? If I am writing any kind of article related to some political agenda, how is it affecting the people who are reading it? Are there 12,000 people reading my article? Are there 20,000 people reading my article? If an article is published online, yes, you will be able to know the numbers. But will you be able to know how the person who has read your article actually feels? This is what the question journalists ask. Let's read. The people I write for seem as good as statistics or subscription to me. Yes. If you are writing good, people are going to subscribe your article or your blog or your paper or your magazine. And with this, you will also be able to know the statistics, the number of people who are reading it. I don't know how the articles I write affect them. Yes, journalists also want to know that if a person is reading his or her article, what is the impact of that in their mind, in their ideologies, or in their choices that they have made in life. Okay, so these are so many questions in the mind of journalist when he or she is writing. Look at this bureaucrat. Some officials who have been given responsibility to work for the common people like us. I'm implementing projects that reach thousands of people whose lives I can't even imagine. The responsibility of bureaucrat is to sanction and build good projects. But a bureaucrat can just sit in his or her office and cannot have a complete idea about the people for whom he or she is taking decision, or for whom he or she is building the projects. And he or she is not even able to imagine what the life of a person is who is going to make use of that project, or who are going to be benefited, or who are not going to be benefited through this. The same is the condition of a policy maker also. He says I am taking decisions or making policies on behalf of people who are far removed from me because of my level and position. A policymaker is a person who is sitting in his office with a full AC on, with good delicacies and all the assistant around him. But when he is making policies, he has to make policies for people who are maybe at a higher level than him, and mostly for the people who are at a very poor level. So to make decision for such kind of people, one needs that kind of mentality, should have that kind of understanding, because these are the people who are making decision on behalf of those people whom they don't know properly. So this is what we are going to explore further. So here is your question. Can you think of any more examples of how people are becoming more distant and disconnected from the people they are serving in their work in today's world, in personal or work context? Like these examples, you can also find few more examples where you will find that the people who are working or serving the other lot, both of them are not properly connected. Let's see further. So what is imaginative sympathy? Imaginative sympathy is a practice that helps us connect with other human beings in what is now becoming an increasingly digitalized, disconnected, and impersonal work environment. Yes, if a person has an imaginative sympathy, that person can connect with other human beings. If being a teacher, I have an imaginative sympathy with my students. If I go into their shoes, if I feel myself connected to them and see what are their requirements, what is that they are struggling with, what is something that they really need or want, what can happen, I can give them what they need. And why this thing is happening, why this is not possible, there are so many questions coming in front of us. That is, okay, everything is going digital, everything is getting disconnected, and there is impersonal work environment all around us, and it is increasing after the pandemic that had occurred. There are many students whom we witness day by day are losing interest in the studies. The reason is because they are not able to accept the digital environment. They are not able to be connected with the teachers. They feel that their work they are doing, it is not justifying to their profession. There are people who are working from home and they find that they are not able to connect to their project in the same way as they used to when they were working in the office, because working in the office, talking to our colleagues, trying to find the answers properly, whenever you are stuck, the discussions and everything can make you so much creative, but these things are now vanishing day by day. So what is happening? You have to think about the consumer to whom you are giving your service. So to think about them, you have to have that imaginative sympathy. Let's see next. Yeah. So practicing imaginative sympathy means different things in different situation. Okay. I'm repeating it again. Practicing imaginative sympathy means different things in different situation. You can't be similar at the same time everywhere in every way. It means being able to visualize an unknown person's situation and respond accordingly. Yes. Even though you have not been into that situation, you have to imagine and you have to think what that unknown person would be feeling. And that is the reason why today all of us have joined hands and we have started such kind of campaigns like Help India Breathe, to help in fulfilling the shortages of oxygens and medications and so many, not so many things that are required currently. Okay, so we need to visualize the condition of unknown person. If we have no one in our family who is been affected with such kind of virus, we have to think of those people who have been. We have not seen people how they are struggling with life, how they are trying to avoid death. We can sit and we can imagine. So you can visualize an unknown person situation, and with this you can respond. How can you respond? You can respond by donating, you can respond by giving them information, which is the need of an hour right now. Going to the next one. Being able to map the human consequences of projects or decisions or actions on the lives of people. You have to think beforehand, whatever project you are undertaking, what will be the consequences of those projects on the people, rather than merely focusing on the execution or roll out. If there is a civil engineer who is just building a bridge thinking that my work is to build a bridge without having any kind of emotional connection, thus this bridge is going to save time of so many people, this bridge is going to avoid traffic congestion, this bridge is going to give space to the city where there is no space available. So if you have that kind of sympathetic approach and then you go to do your work, then you have sympathy with your people to whom that project is going to affect. But no, if you have a mentality, I am doing my work, I am building a bridge just for the sake of it, it is my duty, then there will be something lacking in the work that you are doing. The third one is being able to identify and appreciate the unsaid invisible needs. Yes, there are few things, or there are many needs of people to whom you are serving, and that is unsaid and invisible. There you won't find each and every person coming to you and telling you their problem, coming to you and sharing with you what they actually need. So you have to listen something which is not told, you have to feel something which has not been shown. Okay, you have to see which is not available in front of you. So unsaid and invisible, something that you have not heard, something that you have not seen, but you have to find that on your own, because there is no one who is coming to tell you that these are our needs along with the said visible needs. Like for example, if there is a policy maker who is making a policy for 2 lakh people of a particular area, he has heard the complaints, needs, and demands of 25,000 or 50,000 people out of that 2 lakh people. So that policymaker cannot make decision just on the basis of those 50,000 words, 50,000 people's word heard and whatever they had shown. He also has to think about those people who have not spoken, who have not put their point of view. Fine. So in that way, you have to hear something that is unsaid, you have to see which is not visible, apart from that which is already said and which is visible. Okay, in this way only you will be able to serve the people perfectly. So here ends our first part of the first unit of introduction of imaginative sympathy, practicing imaginative sympathy. In the next lecture, we will go to the second unit in which we are going to explore these three areas in detail. I have just given you an idea about what this is about, but in the next unit, we are going to understand these things in detail with very good examples coming ahead. Till then, have a nice time.